Hello and welcome. Silrace here with Mechwarrior Online. This is some, well, let's say two average or rather below average results with the Catapult K2. Because I have been trying to figure out a build for the K2 I have had sitting around for ages, and it is not fully skilled or anything. So I've been messing around with this 2 Ultra 10s, 2 ER mediums thing. Could technically just drop those ER mediums to 2 mediums, in all honesty, but well, I'm trying it with 2 ER mediums. And well, let's say I am not happy with this build at all yet. I need to try a couple other things as well, figure out like what is the build I would like to stick to on the K2. Because this build feels very undergunned for being a 65-ton heavy, for being a heavy mech in general. Like, I mean, the 2 Ultra AC 10s can be done by a 55-ton medium mech. Not 55-ton light mech as I was about to say, but 55-ton medium mech. And can be done very well over there. I'm obviously talking about Bushwhacker. And on the clan side, yeah, you have mediums capable of running 2 UAC 20s if you want a Hunchback 2C. But on the inner sphere side, this kind of loadout, like if you take the 2 UAC 10s as an idea, as the starting concept for the weapons, and here I'm just trying to peek and provide fire support for teammates who are over here. Also, do note, if you look at the minimap where the rest of my team is going, I probably should have turned and went that way, because they are really rotating hard. I probably should have done this earlier. Because these guys back here, if the enemy is doing the usual, let's rotate and push through, well, this side is gonna get overwhelmed and everybody is gonna die. So, I'm peeking the middle here to try and figure out where the heck are the enemies going. Basically, because on the minimap, this side push which is going on in the E5, D5 area now, they haven't seen anybody, at least not on my minimap, so the enemies are indeed right here, and there is the full jam on both of those UAC 10s. So, to talk quickly about the UAC 10s with medium lasers, like, if you take a Warhammer 6R, you smack in 2 UAC 10s and like 4 medium lasers, and you have a much better build because it has 5 more tons to play with. So it can really do that a lot better than the Catapult can do with 2 UAC 10s and 2 medium lasers. So yeah, I don't really see the reason to run this build on this mech, but I needed to test it out, figure out like, can I do it, or is it workable? Does it actually achieve anything? And so far my finding is that it really doesn't. Like, I need to do something else. What that something else is gonna be, that is for me to still figure out. Well, I will need to do some play, and this is where I am very much getting overwhelmed because I didn't move with that push which already went the other direction like ages ago. I should have. I probably should have. However, I do thankfully still have teammates around, and I managed to hide to not be the focus fire target, and I have managed to eat a lot of shots into this into the arms of this mech, because the arms are entirely empty. All the guns are inside torsos, so that is nice thing. That is also something you can do on that already mentioned Warhammer 6R. You can put everything in the side torsos. So yeah, and that's me missing lasers. Anyway, as for the obvious solution, I guess, to put PPCs on the Catapult K2, I don't really like the PPCs on a K2, because if you put them in the side torsos, then you obviously don't have like, you have to point your side torso at things, and the K2 does not get jump jets to really do the whole PPC usage at its fullest. But also, if you put the PPCs in the arms, then those arms are gonna stick out, and your actual accuracy is gonna suck, because both of the arms will, you know, the convergence of those shots, they will never hit the same damn component, because they come from a so wide angle on both sides of your mech. So I don't really like the and there is me managing to finally get something done with this build. So I don't really like PPCs on the Catapult. Most of all, though, it has to do with the lack of jump jets. Like, that really is the biggest kicker for me to avoid using jump jets on this thing. Avoid using PPCs. I would like to use jump jets if I had them. And also, when it comes to heavies for PPC usage in quick play, like, just use a summoner. Like just use a summoner, or just run around with a Vapor Eagle and run 3 PPCs on a 55-ton medium. Both of those are clan tech, obviously, though. They are not inner sphere mechs, so there is that thing to take into account. Oh, I have scoreboards where I didn't really do much of anything. So yeah, some decidedly average and below average play there. But what would redeem this build a little bit is if this actually had a jam chance reduction for those Ultra ACs. Because that's the biggest problem right now. As soon as those UAC 10s jam, then kind of you don't have anything. Like you don't have anything to do. You have 2 medium lasers, and that's it. And those Ultras jam a lot. And also, if I mention the 2 ghost rifles for medium lasers, that is again done better by a, you know, mech which is 5 tons heavier, Warhammer 6R. So finding an identity for this mech, something somebody else doesn't do better, or something that actually fits here better than it fits somewhere else, is turning out to be a little bit of a problematic here, for me at least. I will definitely be keep giving it some thought of like trying out a few different things to see if I can do something which feels unique for this particular chassis. Which probably ends up being the PPCs, simply because it does have quirks for PPCs. But I admit I don't really quite like the PPCs that much here. But it will probably end up being the PPCs. So yeah, we shall see though. We shall see. I will try a few other things as well. Maybe make some videos of trying out those builds as well. We shall see. Catapult K2 is still. I mean, if you are a Catapult fan and you want to use PPCs, you want to use ballistics, this is your Catapult. Like, I don't deny the fact that this is a Catapult, and there are people who like Catapults. Also, I am very much not where my team is, so I am trying to do the, hey, let's go where the damn team is this time, because last time we almost got murdered because we were, you know, hanging around somewhere on our own, trying to do our own thing, and finding out that we don't really have the firepower to really truly do our own thing. Oh, there they are all hiding. Just all hiding over there for some reason. Okay, well, can I peek this angle without dying? Let's try, let's try. The other big problem I have for speaking about the ghost rifle belt is that the side torsos of a Catapult essentially implode and explode the moment somebody shoots at you from the side. Because the side torsos are so massive targets from the side. Easy targets to shoot at, basically. Granted, that means somebody has to be at your side to do that, but it is bound to happen. And so, having the ghost rifles there, not really a thing. And the Warhammer 6R is so much better at hiding those ghost rifles than from incoming fire and incoming, you know, explosions and implosions and all explosions. as compared to this thing. So I definitely am not gonna go with the gauge rifles here. I'm gonna go something else. What that something else is gonna be, we shall see. I will play around with it, I guess. I will play around with it. But overall, I did have some fun trying this build out, even though it turned out to not really be what I wanted out of the mech overall. But this is why I personally test out a variety of things, of figuring out, okay, does this work for me? Because not everything works for everybody. That's the big key thing. And if you're just playing for own amusement, for own fun, and so on, like I am basically these days, I want things which work for me, which seem fun for me, and are fun for me to play. Not necessarily just what is the most effective and most efficient. Because if I want the most effective, most efficient, I am not playing Catapult K2 at this point in time. I am playing something completely else. So if I'm trying to figure out a Catapult K2 build, I want it to be something else, and not whatever that guy was running. That's not what I'm looking for here for Catapult K2. If I wanted to run that sort of a build, I would do do it on a Rifleman 5D 6 light PPCs. It is not a good build. Don't try that at home if you want to be effective. It is not a good build. You play that build for the light show, and that's basically it. However, my team is very much carrying me to victory here, because I have not been doing all that much. I have been just peeking and shooting at some things here and there, and obviously stealing kills like this at the end of the match, because, well, apparently that is what this build is good for. Finishing things which are basically dead anyway already. So, can we get a third one? Can we get a third one? Let's see. You're not jam on an ultra autocannon, so there's a little bit of a problem. But that's the end of the match. Thank you very much for watching. Have scoreboards. We'll see you another time with more Mechwarrior Online.